Did you know that you can run multiple sessions at once in VS Code, all using different models and all working in parallel? Let's take a look at how that works. So here we are in VS Code, and I already have a session that I ran to get the project started. This project is a log analyzer where you can drop in log files and it will use the Copilot SDK to analyze them and give you information on what's happening in the log files in a more summarized view. Now, there are a few things that I want to do with this project that I can do in parallel using multiple sessions in VS Code. The first is that I want to add a bunch of different color schemes for the page. And the second is that I want to store any log files that I've dropped in here so I can compare to ones in the past to see if the same issue has been occurring and it's already found a similar log item from an issue that's been filed potentially weeks ago. And then lastly, it could be nice to have some documentation about this website. So if people want to come and use it, they could see what it means to have patterns, anomalies, and root causes within their log files. So I started this project using a session, and then when I ran the log file in the website, it kicked off a Copilot SDK session, which is connected to the GitHub Copilot CLI. So if we open this session, you could see here at the bottom that this is connected to a Copilot CLI session. Okay, to start, let's do a new session for adding color schemes. So I'm going to use Claude Sonnet 4.6 for this because this task isn't necessarily in depth and doesn't require a ton of research. So we could say, come up with a few different color schemes for this website. Let's have the user select one at the top right of the page. Make sure the theme applies to all pages. And then we could send that off. Now this is working, and we can go back to our main view of all of our sessions and add a new one and keep going. So now we want to have a backend to store any log files that have previously been dropped. I'm going to change my model to Claude Opus 4.6 because I think this is going to be more of an in-depth task. And that maybe I want a plan as well. So I'll change this to plan. And we can say, I want to store any log files that have previously been analyzed by this tool so we can find similarities between ones that have been looked at before. Come up with an architecture plan that's as simple as possible. Okay. And then lastly, we want documentation. So I'm going to jump back again and we can change the model to something different like GPT-5.4. I don't think we need plan either. We could just go straight to agent and we can say, I want to have thorough documentation to teach users how to use this website and what each of the fields mean when looking at their log analyses. Add some markdown pages to this repo. Now, when you're working with multiple sessions, I recommend not working on the same pieces of the code base all at once because you might run into some conflicts. But adding color schemes with a backend for file storage along with documentation shouldn't really have much overlap. Another way you could do this locally without contributing directly to the branch itself is you can switch to the Copilot CLI here at the bottom, and then you could choose work tree. And this will create a work tree off of your branch so you won't have conflicts within the sessions themselves. And now it looks like the color scheme one has finished. We could take a look at how that did. And now back on the website, we can see that it added these different color scheme options, which is cool. And we can click through them, which is nice as well. It also looks like the architecture plan has finished, and we can look through the results of that, figure out if this is the plan that we want to actually implement. And the documentation looks like it's done too. So now I just did 3 different things that have been on my to-do list, all within a couple minutes. And nothing conflicted with each other because they're all touching different pieces of the code base. So when you're in VS Code, you can leverage multiple sessions in parallel to get work done, and you can leverage all the different models that VS Code has available as well to use the model that's most tailored to the task that you want to complete. And if you want to be really hands-off, you can change the approval method to bypass approvals or even autopilot so everything just works on its own and you don't have to be pinged every time Copilot needs a decision. So that's something else you can take into account when you're running multiple sessions at once and you want to get a lot of work done all at the same time. Here are the docs that were created, and then the architecture plan as well, which has the key decisions that I can look through. And if I like this plan, I can simply click start implementation or start with autopilot, and then this will start working for me, all while those other sessions are working too. So go ahead and get started using multiple sessions in VS Code, see how you do, and let us know in the comments what you've been able to achieve.